So a friend of mine, she messaged me today and she was just like, you know, I want to buy a car. And it really got me thinking about, like, just, you know, obviously cars, looking at cars, you know, different car manufacturers, which car is more reliable than which, price points, you know, car loans, principal, interest, insurance. And I wasn't too concerned about the car, more so than everything else that came with vehicles in general. Like, she wanted a Chrysler 200, but I mean, I just told her, I mean, that's a shit car. Like, probably gonna break down within a year, maybe two, if you get it used. You know, with Chrysler, they're not really a reputable car manufacturer, right? So I was telling her, I was just like, you know, just get a Japanese car. Like, you know, everyone says Toyota, Honda, and there's a reason why everyone says Toyota, Honda. It's because they have a track record that has proven reliability. You know, Toyota, Lexus, Honda, Acura is generally where you want to be shopping at if you just want like a car. But of course, the more I, you know, talked to my friend, the more she got into that rabbit hole, right? Like, oh, you know, I need my car to do this, or I want my car to look a certain way, or I don't like that car manufacturer. She doesn't like Toyota. Go figure. Most reliable car manufacturer in the world, she doesn't like them. And you know, she was just going on this tangent. I was like, look, it's a fucking car, right? Like, it takes you from point A to point B. That's all it's for. Yeah, I guess you can have a nice car, you know, to be comfortable in your commute. Then just get like a used luxury car then. Get a Lexus or a, you know, an Acura. Don't go out and spend like $16,000-$17,000. You know, just get like a decently used one. Don't spend too much on it, and put a decent down payment. The problem is that part right there, the financial part. That's what gets most people when they car shop. People, you know, they'll make the right decision. They'll go out and they'll buy a Honda Civic, or they'll go out to buy a Toyota Corolla. But the problem is they're going out and they're buying, you know, pretty much brand new Civics and Corollas. And that's not what you want to do at all. Unless you're loaded or you have cash or something. You don't just go out and buy a 2019 Camry, Civic, Accord, Corolla. You don't do that unless you have cash, or unless, you know, you're putting a really good down payment on it, or you're writing it off as a business expense, so that way you're minimizing the monthly payments. So you gotta understand, like, there's like 5 factors of determining like the maintenance cost of a vehicle. And a lot of people think maintenance cost is the capex, or the capital expenditure of a vehicle, which is basically, you know, your routine maintenance cost of a vehicle, right? It's usually brake pads, tires, serpentine belts, oil changes, transmission fluid changes. If you have a car that requires it every 30 to 60,000 miles, you know, routine maintenances that aren't really like, oh, my AC went out, or oh, I got a flat. You know, it's depreciating parts on every vehicle. Every vehicle has depreciating parts. And what you do is you kind of factor in all those depreciating costs. And you could do this with really any asset. A car is not an asset, it's a tool. But you can do it with anything to evaluate the capital expenditure, right? So you take like how much you drive or whatever, and how much each part depreciates or degrades based off of the owner's manual. And then you can calculate, okay, I need to save X amount of dollars per month so that I can change my brake pads 8 months from now. Or I need to save X amount of dollars per month now so that I can get new tires, you know, when they come up. That's really how you calculate maintenance costs. And that's just one factor of maintaining a vehicle, let's say. A lot of people, they calculate, you know, principal and insurance. That's like the primary calculations, and albeit it's the biggest one, so fair enough. But you gotta calculate things like gas, you know, accessories, car washes, valets, you know, parking, like updating your tags, doing your vehicle inspections. Apart from your CapEx, you know, calculations, not only do you have to calculate those other miscellaneous values that come in with your car, but now you have CapEx, gas, other insurance, and principal. You have 5 essentially depreciating assets on a tool that's already depreciating regardless if you use it or not. And that's just because of age of a vehicle. So, you know, I told her like this. I was like, well, you could put $16,000 on a car now, or you could put 6, save 3 just in case anything happens, and then invest, you know, the other 7. Now you have $7,000 to invest with, or even just to put in your savings. You've got theoretically $7,000, because she doesn't have cash, of course, but theoretically you don't have to put or get a loan for $7,000. And now you've got a low car payment, probably lower, most likely lower insurance, because car is cheaper, car is probably older. Gas mileage doesn't, it just depends on the car, but cost of maintenance is probably gonna go up, but not as much, so long as you buy a reliable vehicle. That's why I told her, hey, that's what people tell people, get a Toyota or a Honda, because if you buy vehicles at the $6,000 price mark, the odometer most likely on those vehicles, you're looking around 90 to up. Like minimum, probably you'll see 70,000 on like an older Camry or something for around like $6,000. But you know, take it to a mechanic, get it checked out, spend, or rather invest $100 into figuring out what state your tool is in, and then you can save thousands and thousands and thousands in the long run, so long as you take care of your car. There's just too many people, I'm 22, there's too many people our age that just buy stupid cars, you know, like not only do they buy cars that are unreliable, but these cars, terrible gas mileage, high insurance, and they're not reliable at all. I said reliable already, but you know, they're just not good cars. They're not practical, let's say. And you know, the people who are less stupid, who goes out and buys like the 2019 Camry, 2019 Corolla, you know, the reliable car that everyone tells them to buy, but they buy like a brand new one, and now they have like $12,000, $16,000 in debt over a tool that's going to depreciate 5, 6, 7,000 depending on how long they keep the car. That's not a winnable game, man. It's not a smart move. You gotta rethink your decisions. You gotta rethink your priorities with that shit. Because $12,000 in debt when you're 22 years old, man, that's like half of a degree, you know. And I don't have any debt. I don't have college loan debt. I don't have a car, you know, payment. Bought my car for $3,000. I go around, drive my car. People think I'm not doing better than the guy with the Mustang, right? Probably not, you know, but that's what I think in my head. But I always walk around like I'm the shit, because I know the reality. The reality is you guys are just wasting your money and you're not investing in anything. What's the point of that car? What's the point of looking rich when you're not rich? I'd rather be rich than look rich, you know? You should run with me sometime. Have a blast.